randomly
But we
launching
gotta
essays
say,
against people.
at least in Kaijudo, it wasn't just blue, black, red control. You recording me?
Yeah.
Why?
Just dual vlog videos.
Alright.
We're just reminiscing.
Alright.
B-roll, bitch. Kya.
But at least in Kaijudo, it's not just blue, black, red, because it started to get real stale in Duel Masters. Like, if you went to Mark's Comics, it probably would have been really stale.
Marks was never still.
No, it wouldn't have been stale because maybe some people were tired of using it and wanted to use other
No,
shit.
it was
but
just that you didn't have a lot of Dark Order Fire players in any one place. That was what was really interesting about Duel Masters meta, was that you had one or two people at every local who were tryhards and played control, and that'd be like me and Jason Boyne. And then at certain points you'd get like Rob Velasquez, who also played Dark Order Fire, and then everyone else would just vehemently decide they don't want to play meta. So you would have all these concoctions to try to beat meta.
If they were
I would
trying
play
to
Anti
win, though,
3 rounds, and then I'd play Jason for the tournament. Is what happened every
Yeah.
single week. Like they would play like
that's what I mean, though.
they built a green deck. It was just green rush, like Swine Snout, Quixotic Hero, Brutal Charge, and like
Love that part.
it was just beating you to death with 1-drops and 2-drops and Bark Whip and shit. And it was a good deck. Bark Whip's pretty big. He gets out early. He's got kind of a pseudo Petrova effect where he pumps the board up. And like you would play against that 3 times because like a bunch of guys at Marks would get really into building the deck together. So like there would be like a bunch of people playing that strategy one week. And then
but
there'd
Tom
be another
Nolan-
week where you'd play against like Red Blue Rush where like they'd play like Rigaboo Screwdriver
But
and
Tom,
like
realistically-
fucking whatever the hell. What did that kid play? The one who pretended I cheated. He put his Aqua Holkus in my deck. Rosenblatt or whatever.
Rosenblatt.
Rosenthal, Jewish thing, Jewish stand-in last name. That kid.
If it starts with Rose, it's Jewish.
It was something. It was one of those names.
Yeah, the answer's yes, sir.
His name was like David Rosenblatt or like something like
Well,
that.
David's a very common
I might be
Jewish
like
name, so-
one syllable off, but like I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah.
No, look, the point I was trying to make, though, I know I mentioned Mark's Comics, but like if you went to a champs where everyone's trying to win, you're gonna see blue, black, red in like at least 70% of decks, which I did not like about DM.
I mean, yeah, no, like
I definitely would have dropped the hammer on Kirill. I would have got him rid of Kirill. Clamp is a for sure, like get out of here.
Nerf
'Cause
the
people
five.
people don't even play these
first off,
cards.
Dark Water Fire, not even the best TCG deck.
What's the best? Oh,
At the end?
'cause
Essence Cell Fortress Shell Control is the best deck.
yeah, it's great.
4-color Fortress Shell, Essence
It
Cell
makes
still
me
swap
wonder-
for
It makes
days.
me wonder, even in DMP, like what's being overlooked for a deck type, like for a certain meta. Because
I think
Usually
we
they're-
overlooked a lot in Kaijudo too. Because revisiting the DM metas, it's like none of the decks we came up with were actually the best decks. They were just the best decks 15-year-olds were capable of assembling. Like, you're going off what I was doing. Half the time I wasn't fucking paying attention. I was like studying for tests and drowning in pussy. I wasn't masterminding Duel Master strategies, okay? So like the fact that you think my deck is the best deck is like no one did their fucking homework.
I was just playing video
There
games.
should have been
like-
some try-hard in Celibate
I mean, DM
figuring out how to make Fortress Shell Control.
DM.
But we didn't have Nerfim in America, so it wasn't happening.
No, they looked at all the super busted shit and thought we're gonna nerf it, like Astral Reef and
Yo, here's
Crimson Wyvern.
yeah. Okay, here's
That's
the
the English name.
here's the problem that you're stumbling on. Duel Masters is a broken ass game.
It always
There's
was.
nothing you could do about
It
it.
always was.
There's
That's
just
true.
powerful game swinging cards. Part of the reason is you can't play instants on your opponent's turn. So whenever your guy does a fair amount of stuff, he's just kind of automatically a giant game changer.
I don't know. I like that you can't do much on your opponent's turn though. Like I like the
It's-
flow of Duel Masters.
It's one of the things people really like about Duel Masters. It's one of the reasons you can't escape broken cards, though. Because just
Yeah.
the moment your card does 2 things and your opponent can't respond, it's fucking huge. When your card does 3 things and your opponent can't respond, you won the game.
No, I know. My biggest issue is cheating shit out. Like if you
Yeah.
alright, the strongest play in DMP, I swear to God, or one of them
The
was
strongest play is
Heaven's
always
Gate.
Heaven's Gate.
Always play
Agi
something for no
Pitos,
cost.
right? The guy I was telling you about that cheat. He comes in, He cheats. He's a double breaker for 6K. He cheats in a 3-drop nature guy, 3-drop or less. Nature guy. Light guy, sorry. Not nature,
Yeah.
light guy. Then, which could be a mix-of. Then it taps your opponent's lowest creature. Then every time you play a 3-drop on top of that. So I cast Heaven's Gate. I put in 2 of this blocker. Bam! I just got 4 guys for 6 mana and 2 mana if I use
For the Ulkos.
Ulkos or
Yeah.
whatever his name
all
is.
the design is really
bronze
self-explanatory. The problem is Michael Elliott leaves the franchise in DM14, which is immediately where all of your set gets fucked up. Like all of your design for the OG game goes out the window. Set 15. Set 15, they start doing shit like Jenny the Dismantling Doll, where it's
Well,
just
that's
like
where-
it's
in
a
DM
motivator, but also
it's
it's
fair.
mesmerized. So
No,
fuck
in
you.
in DMP it's
Also, it
fair.
evolves and gives Galamta sympathy, so just deal with that. Like
No,
it's a
I
death
like-
bucket.
I like it. In Duel Masters plays, it was cool. And standard.
There's certain formats of JP that stabilize, but what you need to know about set 14 is it's the OG cross gears, and I think it's the first set where they give you like a Vortex Evo that doesn't suck. And like
No, I like the originals though, like Death Phoenix and stuff.
they're pretty
They,
useless.
they
Yeah,
sucked
they're
in the original
they're
game, but in,
basic
in,
so bad.
DMP,
In DMP,
did them at least better.
They did
Yes.
them right. They did them very
They
good.
did. Death Phoenix was one of the formats in DMP I
It was the
actually
best
enjoyed
one.
the most.
Yeah, that
Because
was,
that
a
was
great format.
Bombazar just got nerfed, and those
Yeah.
vortexes
That
just
was
were
like my
beautiful.
favorite meta.
They were so
Well,
fair and balanced.
It was,
It was beautiful.
It was a good meta,
It was
but it was a
beautiful.
tier 0 meta. Like it was, you were playing Death Phoenix Mirror. Like you could pretend the Aquan deck was just as good, but it wasn't.
No,
I
I think Naga beat it.
Still good. Naga's the best
Naga,
one.
Naga, I think
Naga.
is better. I
Naga's
think
the
Naga's
best one.
better.
Naga was not even close.
No, I disagree.
No, it's
Naga's
it was
incredible.
Death Phoenix splashing Apocalypse Day all day.
Wait, was Naga not as good then because no one figured out the numbers? Because he might be right. Like Naga itself is the strongest one till this day.
I think Naga
is incredible.
Oh, this
It's
might
so
be one
much
of those
better.
things. The current meta version of Naga I played against was not as good as Death Phoenix yet. If there's a retroactive version that plays
Yeah.
it smarter, you're probably right.
You don't
'cause that's
see
like
Death
every
Phoenix,
DM.
but
format.
Naga is still somewhat playable if you figure out the numbers. There's like decent
Now-
worm. I like the worm baits.
Oh,
They're,
that's
they're,
They're so good.
Logic,
The worms
yeah.
are good. The worms are
the
great.
worms are good.
That's the thing with a lot of metagame determining. It's who's currently playing the game and what is the current card pool. Because metas are not actually what the best decks are. Metas are what you believe the best decks are. So there's a problem set in the game, which is like how to win the most matches with one deck. When if you play tournaments, that's like the holy grails. Assemble the best decks so you could win the Swiss tournament and make your way to top 8 and have a good match against everything and win the game.
Yeah,
Right?
you can't deck for everything come a certain point though.
Right.
You want to.